Hey everybody, welcome back. Cleaned up. We've got the book, we've got the baby. I put primer on it yesterday, so it should be good. This is what I use for primer. REBORN FX comes from Canada. You get it from McPherson's. So I put that on. Well, I washed it first, and then I did the primer. So now we are ready to get started, and from the last paint with me I did, I guess I went too fast or not shown enough. So this is, I'm sitting down, I got my paints out, at least the ones I'm going to be using, and well, I don't have the flesh color or that out yet because we don't need that yet, but it's right there. So I use Ceramcoat, Folk Art, Apple Barrel, Americana, Ceramcoat. So that's about all of the ones that I use. I do have some other kinds that I've never used before that I'm not sure I want to try because I don't know how they'll do. I don't know how they react. I'd have to do a test run through the whole process. But this is what I've been using. If you have one of my babies, you know how they are and how good they look. And I have not had a problem with anybody that's contacted me and say, hey, the paint's peeling, any of that. As long as you follow their correct steps, you shouldn't have a problem, regardless if you're using heat set or air dry. So, first, prime your kit. Very first is wash it. You need to get all those oils off those vinyl kits, off the vinyl. You let it dry, pat it dry. You can dry it overnight, whichever you want to do. And then you need to prime it because air dry, this is vinyl. Nothing is going to stick to it unless you prime it. It's just like painting anything. You have to prime it so the paint will stick. So regardless of what you use for a primer, like in the very beginning I used my glass and tile medium, which I still have and you cannot find. I have 5 bottles of it just in case because my first babies I did use that. And you're going to prime the whole kit. I put on not a real thin layer, but not a thick layer either. And I do not mix this with water. So it goes on, I brush it on and take a sponge and sponge it. These are the sponges I use. I get them from Dollar Tree. They're just makeup sponges. I love these ones. I have tried other sponges and I don't like them. I went through panic mode during COVID because I couldn't find them. And after they came back in stock at my Family Dollar, I bought the whole bunch of them. I think they're only $1.25, or at that time they were $1. I think I bought 10 packages. I still have some. And every once in a while, I will still go down and I will buy a couple of packages so that I have them. I do not want to go without them again. So I have some regular water in the bowl because that's going to be what you clean your brushes with. You've got I use potty pads for dogs for my base. Some people use newspaper or whatever, but I use this, and this will get covered pretty much with the paints as we go. You need some distilled water. I just got a grill barbecue thing. You put ketchup or mustard or whatever in it. But I have a big gallon bottle of distilled water, and I dump what I need in here and keep it up here. If you're going to root, you need some water or conditioner so you can spray it if you need. And you are going to need your sponges. Now, I told you those ones. And then I have These are my mottling sponges, which we're not going to use right now, but these are my mottling sponges that I have. And like I made this one, I haven't used it yet because there's some in here I haven't used yet. All my mottling sponges. I did try the sea sponge, and I'm not a fan of those, but I take different kind of makeup sponges for the mottling. But I also bought, this is new, we're going to try it with this baby and see how it comes out. I do have some leftover, I keep my leftover ones to use. You can throw them out if you want, but I keep my leftover ones so I can reuse them. And then as we go, I'll get different stuff out and show you as I go. I have different tutorials that I've watched and I've written down. And this particular one is for newborn, and it's from Painting with Annette out of Australia. She's on YouTube here. You can go find her. She has some really good tutorials. I'm happen to use this one for this baby, and I have another one that I like to use for preemies and stuff. But we're going to follow this one this time. And sometimes I'll mix it up. Anyway, a Small World Nursery on, I think, YouTube. Where did I find her? Oh, I was so excited that I found her. I'm like, how are these people getting these beautiful mottling? Because my sponges aren't beautiful. You know, they're not completely, holes. You know what I mean? They're different. These ones are beautiful. I got different ones here. Got bigger ones, smaller ones, mixed, smaller ones, small ones. I have not used these. I'm trying to figure out how they did it, and it looks like they used a hot tip, either a glue tip or a soldering tip, and made the holes. So this is her stuff. So if you want to go to her website to buy some of these, she has a 12-pack and then this little 4-pack. And I bought the little 4-pack because I want to try them out to see how they are and see how they were made. So I have my mottling sponges. So I have everything in front of me. It's important that you wear gloves. These are vinyl gloves. One, I've got nails on, and I don't want to get them all yucky because when I paint, they usually get tarnished. I mean, I've already got marker on from work. So when you're handling the kits, you don't want your oils from your hands on your kit. I made that mistake in the beginning because I had to redo Tanner twice because there was a spot on the cheek where I had my hands like this, and it wouldn't take paint. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So this is the Paisley kit from Bountiful Baby, I believe, which really surprises me that it's not on the neck ring. It's not, but the limbs are. All the limbs have different, the limbs go to the Avery, Paisley, London, and Kensley kits. So the limbs are from there. This, I do believe, this is a bigger baby. This is a 0 to 3 month size by the time I'm done with it. I believe she's 20 inches long. She's 3/4 limb, so she's not full limb, and she's open-eyed. Y'all know how I feel about open-eyed babies, but we're gonna try it. And I think her eyes are, let's see, like newborn blue. Is that what I got? Yep, newborn blue. They're really pretty. I don't know if you can see them. They're like a brownish blue color. They're really pretty. And I got her eyes and her body in the box underneath here because we're not going to need it for quite a while. Now, it took me all summer to do those twins. I'm hoping that this doll, typically if I wasn't working, would be done within a week. I am not going to root this baby. She's going to be a Baldy. I'm not going to root her. She is going to be for sale, and it'll be over on my eBay page. I did put my website up, tinytoesrebornnursery.com, and it's not nearly done, but it's there, and there's a link to the eBay page where you can go buy them. I'm going to try to put a picture of the newest baby on there. But if you go to eBay, if you click the eBay page, you'll see all the babies there that I have, and then some of this other stuff there. So, okay, so we are ready. I'm going to get my brush wet. We are going to need one of these. I usually, when I'm doing the washes, I will use one for the head, one for the arms, one for the feet. Where this is a bigger baby, I'm probably going to end up doing that because it gets so soaked up with the paint that it eventually does not work. You're going to need a half of tablespoon. I bought some of these at Dollar Tree. They're $1, you know, and I only use the half tablespoon. You have to buy the whole set, and I think the set's over in my thing over there. You have to buy the whole set, but you need a half tablespoon. Measure. At least that's what I use. Okay, we're going to do the red wash first. You got to make sure your paint is mixed up. I have not used any of my paint in a little bit. I actually had to buy a new maroon for creases because my other one was all gone and dried up. And I have different colors of maroon. This one is deep burgundy. I have another one that is called something Tuscan color, but it's still burgundy. And I use that for the creases because when you crease, see how dark that is? So that's why. Okay, so we've mixed this up. Got our paint emulsion, which is also by FX, because when Glass and Tile Medium decided it didn't want to play with everybody anymore, I used that for the mix for the paint to hook to the vinyl. And when they didn't make it anymore, I had to find another way of having the paint mix to the vinyl. So I ended up finding this stuff. It's paint emulsion, and you only need a tiny drop. Okay, so we're going to put half a tablespoon of the distilled water in there. Okay. And you want to keep this covered because it does evaporate. Okay, so there's only a half a tablespoon of water in here, right? And you want to put 1 drop, oh, 2 drops came out, but 1 drop of this in there. And it's going to make it like cloudy. I will mix it up. So it makes it cloudy so it's not clear. The Glass and Tile Medium, when we use that, did not change the color of the paint. This changes the color of the paint. Like this is like a bright red. And when I put my brush in here, it's gonna dull it a little bit. Okay. And I am going to use, when you say a half a brush or a full brush, half a brush is one side of the brush, full brush is both sides. So we are, because this is a big baby, we are going to use both sides of the brush, both sides, and we're going to put it in the water. Now I will play with this a little bit because I know now how I want the paint to look. And because if you make it too watery. This one is watery. It's pretty see-through. If you put it up there, see? It doesn't look like it does a lot. Now, it doesn't look like it is a lot to happen to it. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm going to put the cap back on because I don't think I'm going to need it anymore. I think one brush is good. So I'm going to put this down. Okay, so that's what it looks like. See, it's not like this red anymore. See, it's a little different. I don't know if you can tell. It's a little duller looking. So make sure you don't have any red on your hands. Try to, when you handle these, try to do it by the ring. I also will put like a color on the neck, because that's the red I'm using. So you can test it right there. Right? You can test it. Now this is a clear, like a little white vinyl. It's light colored vinyl, okay? So you should see red tint with it. So what we're gonna do, I start in the back of the head always, because if you mess up, then you can always hide it. I am going to just put some of this on. I go from the ear, the neck, to the other side, of the ear. I don't want it running too much, because it does run. Because it's water-based, right? So you can see the red. Can you see the red? Now we're going to take this and we're going to pounce it into the vinyl. And it should make it have a red tint. And red, blue, really, really stick to the vinyl. So you want to do this in small increments, because it does bleed into the vinyl, and I'll show you right now, because I can see a red tint. Okay, now you can see. Okay, here's the side, right? And here's the back. You see the red? See the cheek? See the back? See the red? See the red? You can barely see it. In person, you can really see it. But on video, it makes it hard. Now I usually do, just like I do when I root, I go from side to side. Now that I made a mess everywhere, I'm gonna have to fix that. Do inside the ear. And like I said, I would not wait too long to pounce it out, okay? And that was a big boo-boo on my part. I shouldn't have done that, because it went all the way across her face. And I'm saying it's a girl because I'm going to list it as a girl. Her name's Paisley. Okay, let's get rid of that. I don't want that to stain. And if you want it to be a darker red as your base, because we're doing like undertones, like underneath your skin. It's always underneath your skin. And if you mess up, you can always get a, I should have an extra brush here. Extra brush, dry brush to pounce inside the ear. If you have, like we do right here, you can see the line on the head. Can you see the line? I don't know if you, yeah, you can see it. I add water to get rid of that, because we don't want her head to have a line. And that's how quick it can mess up. And I'm showing you firsthand how to fix it. You want to get it really wet with the water, and you're going to scrub it with the sponge that you're using. And hopefully with the other Now she's got a little spot right here that is still, see, you can see it. See the red, see clear? That we didn't do. So we're gonna get some of this red and we're gonna add some red in there because we missed the spot. And then you're just gonna, like I said, you wanna do small sections, okay? Because red and blue, because the blue is next that we're gonna do, but I'm showing you the red. You're gonna do the exact same thing with the blue, exact same thing. So now we have half our head done. Now we gotta do the front half, the front half. So you can see the red, see not red. See the red, see not red. See the red, see, a lot different. So now we're gonna do, and I'm probably gonna even do this into quarters because I do not want it to do what it just did. I'm doing a little bit at a time. Okay? So that's what you do. I'm going to finish doing her head, finish doing the other side, and then I will be back with part 2, which is the blue wash. So we've got the red and the blue wash, and then we do creasing. So those are going to be the 3 videos. So this is the red, and you're going to do this with all of the limbs. I always do the head first, and then I'll go do the rest of the limbs. So anyway, so a little bit of chit chat to show you how I get started and what I'm going to do next. So I will see you in part 2.